So as I said, music is an image of God. Music is an image of God. I'll put it like this. When the Apostle John, by the way, how many apostles were there? Oh yeah, 12, right? So ladies and gentlemen, 12 is the number of governmental order. Now, how many tribes of Israel were there? Or are there? Exactly, there are 12. How many disciples did Jesus have? 12, all right? 12 is a number of order. Now, how many notes are in music? Exactly, we have 7 white. We can count them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I know your ear wants to go here, but really that's the same key as this. We'll get into that another time. All right. And then we also have 5 black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we have 12. 12 is the number of order, of governmental order. All right. So now the Apostle John recorded his encounter with God in the book of Revelation. Now, Revelation 4 verse 1, this is what it reads. After this, I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was as it were a trumpet talking with me, which said, Come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter. Now, when God spoke, not only did words come out of his mouth, but music also. Therefore, the word of God is synonymous to music. They go hand in hand, just like black and white keys. All right, consider like ebony and ivory. All right. Okay, so John the Apostle also wrote in the book of John, and in the chapter 1, verse 1, he wrote this. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So the Word also is God, right? As I said, music is an image of God, and images don't have a mind of their own. They simply reflect the source. That's why Jesus said to Thomas, if ye had known me, ye should have known my Father also. And from henceforth ye know him and have seen him. Philip said also to Jesus, he said, Lord, show us the Father, and it sufficeth us. And Jesus said unto him, have I been so long with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, show us the Father? Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me. He doeth the works. Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me for my very work's sake. I would say for this very work, so I can say for the very music's sake. If you don't believe the word of God, at least believe music, okay? Believe music no matter what. Have you heard that? Does that work? If that works, that is proof that Jesus is who he said he is. He is God in his music. I told you it's going to get crazy. Now, I'm going to prove it in a quick second. But as you can see, music and the word of God is the image of God. I'll sum it like this. God is the word, okay? And his holy word, as I mentioned. And the word is an image of God. And it cannot, and it does not contradict him. Music is an image of the word. And the word cannot and does not contradict. Music does not contradict the word of God. They are all synonymous. And this is all synonymous also with Jesus. But I'm just going to stay with God right now. All right? So, therefore, that's my crazy claim. The reason why the major scales are so important is because it's God. How can I say it's God? Well, let's take a look at music. As you know, that the major scale that we go by is a sound that everybody seems to know. You seem to learn this in music class. You know, as you go along, everybody seems to eventually know. You know, some people, you start to learn that stuff. Well, depends on where you're from, at least in our Western society. All right. But we have those 7 main notes. Why 7? Well, in creation, if you read in creation, God created in 7 days. But obviously, he only created on 6 out of the days. But the 7th day was a part of the process. So it's also perfect. But the reason why it's perfect is, let's read in the book of Revelation. This is what it says. Revelation 4 verse 5. It says, and out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices. And there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of God. The 7 spirits of God. That's how we get our major scale. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the sound that we all recognize. But when we want to go to that 8th note, it is really just the same as the original key. So the first and the last is really the same. And those of you that don't know music, you can see that this is on the left of the 2 black keys, and this key is on the left of the 2 black keys. By the way, there are 12 different major scales, but out of those major scales, there is only one major scale. Only one major scale that is all white. There's only one major scale that is all white. And guess which major scale that is? A baby can play it. Everybody can, when you find it, you can actually sound like you know what you're doing. And that is the major scale we call, I'll put it in nice and blue, the C major scale. Why would it be the C major scale? Perhaps it's for Creator. Perhaps it's for Christ.
Origin of music has eluded musicologists, professors, and scientists for centuries. They've succeeded to come up with theories, but not a comprehensive explanation. In May 2012, Robert Chambers was in Zimbabwe to perform at the Jazz Festival with jazz singer Prudence. He was also to conduct music workshops on playing the piano by ear. While preparing, he prayed a prayer that would forever change his life and the history of music. He prayed, "God, I want more of you in the method you gave me." For the next 4 months, he was downloaded with revelation that reveals undeniable evidence that God created music. The proof? Musical concepts like scales, chords fingering, progressions, and more can all be found in the Holy Bible. Coincidence? You be the judge. To get more info on Robert's paradigm-shattering book, Revelations, The Origin of Music, visit www.theoriginofmusic.com.